let's be real, not every BL drama needs a sequel or a spin-off. Some stories are better left wrapped up with a cute bow. But then, there are those shows that just scream for more, whether it's a second season, a special episode, or even a spin-off that gives justice to that one character who totally stole the spotlight. So in this video, I'm spilling my list of BL series that deserve another round, because some stories and couples just aren't done with us yet. And of course, if you've got your own recommendations, drop them in the comments and let's talk. But before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates on the newest and hottest BL dramas. Alright, enough teasing, let's get started. First on our list, like in the movies. Ring a bell? Of course it does. This Filipino BL gem dropped back in 2020 and instantly became one of the best I'd seen at the time. Now, it breaks my heart a little that we never got a proper second season. Sure, the finale gave us an open ending. Fitting, since it was all about uncertainty, not just during the pandemic but within ourselves too. But tell me you wouldn't love to see where the story goes if the leads got a second shot at love in a post-pandemic world. Different struggles, new challenges, and maybe a little less existential dread? Yes, please. And let's be real, their chemistry was a full-on chef's kiss. That alone had me hooked from the start. So if we ever do get that season 2, all I ask is this: keep the original cast, crank up the performances, and serve us a storyline that's even juicier than before. Number 2 on our list, I Feel You Linger in the Air. Now, if you've actually finished this series, then you already know I'm not the only one out here manifesting a sequel like my life depends on it. From the very first episode, this show had me hooked, and by the end, it officially stamped itself as one of my all-time faves. The chemistry between the leads? Honey, that's not just chemistry, that's a once-in-a-lifetime, lightning in a bottle, sell your soul to see it again kind of spark. Add in the writing, the storyline, and the fact that this was a period drama that actually managed to be fun and exciting? Unheard of. Now here's the real tea. If season 1 took us to the 1920s, word on the street is a sequel could take us even further back to the 14th century. I mean, time travel and romance? Somebody stop them before I faint. The only problem? That finale cliffhanger is still haunting me 2 years later, and my hope for season 2 is hanging by a thread. But hey, until they confirm it, I'll just be here, dramatically waiting like the lead in my own period BL. Number 3 on our list, King Porsche. Now tell me, who in their right mind could forget King Porsche after it wrapped up in 2022? Certainly not me, honey. As someone who actually read the novel way back, I was practically foaming at the mouth for a second season. The potential? Massive. The fanbase? Global. The hype? Off the charts. Season 1 already cemented itself as one of the most iconic BL series in history, so you'd think a sequel would be common sense, right? But no, instead of a season 2, we got scandals, drama, and half the cast leaving BOC like it was a group project gone wrong. And just like that, my dreams of a continuation went poof. Now, will a second season ever happen? Honestly, I'm not holding my breath. But if by some miracle the BL gods bless us with one, it better not just meet expectations, it better smash records all over again. Because with a name like King Porsche, the bar is sky high, and I refuse to settle for less. Number 4 on our list, the only one. Honestly, this series needs no grand introduction because if you've watched it, you already know the chokehold it had on us. I've rewatched it more times than I'd like to admit, and let's be real, it was clearly written with a second season in mind. Like, the setup was practically screaming, see you next season, besties. But alas, the BL universe had other plans, and here we are, stranded together in sequel-less limbo. Season 1 was definitely one of my favorites from last year, but that finale, let's just say it was giving more to be continued than happily ever after. And now, with news floating around that season 2 isn't happening at all, it honestly stings. What hurts even more is people dragging the show as if that finale alone defines it, which is simply not true. Babes, the show was solid, the story was good, The chemistry? Delicious. All we can do now is light our little BL candles, pray to the drama gods, and hope for a miracle. But if we're being realistic, the chances of a sequel are slimmer than a side character's screen time. Number 5 on our list, The Shipper. Now, I know some of you are already raising your perfectly plucked eyebrows like, really? This one? But hear me out. I personally loved this series when I first watched it. Sure, it wasn't a full-blown BL like the others on this list, but let's be honest, the way Kim dynamic had us all intrigued, and I was dying to see where that could have gone. The finale even dangled a little carrot, hinting at a possible sequel. But fast forward 5 years later, and yay, nothing, nada, zilch. At this point, I think we can safely assume a sequel or even a spin-off is about as likely as me waking up next to my bias. It's not happening, babes. Still, The Shipper had its charm, and I'll defend it to the end. Even if it's collecting dust in the BL archives, it deserved its moment. Number 6 on our list, My Stand-In. Now, let's be real. Ming and Joe, their story was already tied up with a neat little bow in season 1. Cute, emotional, done. But then the finale had the nerve to drop Mike and Jim on us like a last-minute plot twist. And honestly, I wasn't mad about it. The chemistry between those two, off the charts, even with just a handful of scenes. Like, excuse me? You can't just dangle that kind of dynamic in front of us and then pretend it never happened. That's rude. Sure, I get it. Transmigration and all that complicated stuff. But Mike and Jim deserve their own space to shine. A spin-off, a special episode, heck, even a 2-hour TV movie. I don't care. Just give them something. Because let's be honest, they stole hearts with barely any screen time, and that alone deserves a proper spotlight. Number 7 on our list, My Engineer. Ah yes, the 2020 classic that decided to bless us with not 1, not 2, but 3 main couples plus a side couple that was basically just background decoration. Honestly, the first couple, not my cup of tea, but the other 2, they spiced things up and made me stay. Now, let's talk ranking. They were clearly being set up to carry season 2, and you cannot tell me otherwise. But guess what? That sequel never saw the light of the day. And don't even get me started on the other main couple. The chemistry was there, but the actor drama behind the scenes? Hugh, I thought I signed up for the drama on screen, not the mess off screen. 5 years later, I think it's safe to say this series is officially retired. Pour one out, move on, and let's not torture ourselves by waiting for a season 2 that's clearly not coming. Now, outside of this list, let's be real. Moonlight Chicken and Not Me also deserve their moment with either a sequel or at least a spin-off to give certain couples the spotlight they deserve. And while we're at it, let's throw in Kissable Lips too, because honestly, that finale needs a serious retcon. Thank you very much. But hey, those are just my hot takes. What about you? Which BL series do you think desperately needs a sequel or a spin-off? Drop your picks in the comments. I wanna see if we're on the same page. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.